I think on average, we would prefer for things to be produced in America with American labor.
Fair.
If you as a nation are not able to build the things in your nation that are required to sustain and defend the nation, you will very rapidly lose that nation.
Pause. What you said makes 100% sense, and I'm for that as well. My issue with the whole tariff argument is if you are running a campaign, and if you successfully ran a campaign on affordability and people not being able to afford jack shit, you are raising tariffs on something like cement and lumber, which come from Canada and Mexico, which affect housing. So you're immediately raising 25% of the cost of raw materials for housing. Ergo, you're making the housing crisis worse. So you're not really keeping your end of the bargain.
Does tariffing Canadian lumber really make that much sense? I would argue probably not. I will say that the dynamic that they seem to be pushing is in a world where you have tariffs that create a greater incentive for domestic production, as well as like mass deregulation, in that world that you could actually be better than the existing status quo.
I totally agree and sympathize with how all of this is arguably a necessary pendulum swing away from all things globalization. We realized as a country that during COVID, we're not able to make stuff like masks and basic medical supplies in the country. So we need to get all of those happening within the borders of USA. Makes 100% sense. However, looping on top of that is this view of trade, which is kind of zero-sum, and not that we actually need to trade with other people.
It feels like we live in a world right now where so much has been offshored by multinational companies to cheaper labor, often probably fairly immoral labor in other parts of the world. You need to yank that Overton window back.
That's fair.
To the right.
Yeah.
When you're yanking Overton windows back, do you yank it back towards the center, or do you yank it further than the center with the hope that it sticks somewhere in the middle, right? The way that the trade system has worked, it doesn't feel like it's been to the benefit of Americans in a broader conception of what American benefit is, right? Like beyond just having cheap goods in your homes.